What's up, y'all? Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka Trigger Ranking, man. I probably do this, probably be the last one I do. Not today, but just for a couple hours. But I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. If you like to support the channel or follow me on any other platforms, everything is at the top of the description. With that being said, let's get this show on the road. One of our favorites, they got a new one just hit an hour ago, Panda Press. Y'all go check out Panda Press channel. Got a lot of good content. So, but with that being said, let's start the video with Panda Press.
We saw this kind of rumored around, and we wanted to get your thoughts on it. So critics say, obviously, you raised millions for your school, and after some time, about a decade or so, the school hasn't been up. So they want to know, what's the 2026 update on FDMG Academy?
First of all, anything a critic says about FDMG, I would like to know where they get their information from. Nobody knows how much money we raised because we never shared it.
Here it comes. Oh, here it comes. Oh.
Nobody knows how much money we raised because we never shared it. My circle is so tight that nobody.
So look, y'all, in order to have a nonprofit organization, you have to share. You got to be transparent with the funds that's coming in. You got to be transparent. If you ever get a nonprofit organization, key to not going to jail is being transparent. So we already
In the public could know anything unless we share it with them. The only people we share information with are our donors. The big problem with the so-called FDMG controversy is the people asking the questions are not the donors.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Bruh, I had to replay this clip like 3 times. No joke. Because at first, it sounds like confidence, sounds like control. Then you catch the wording, and it hits different. Dr. Umar Johnson didn't say he won. He didn't say he proved anything. He said nobody knows the real number. And once you understand how nonprofits actually work, that sentence stops sounding like a flex and starts sounding like a window cracking open. Not in the drama, in the patterns. Because this one sentence explains way more than this interview ever meant to.
Today your ass is gonna die, bitch. Say goodnight, motherfucker.
I want to start right here because this is where people messed up. That sentence didn't sound dangerous. That's the trick. Nobody knows the real number. Most folks heard confidence. I heard a door creak open. Because when someone says that casually, they're not arguing facts. They're signaling comfort with opacity. And anytime somebody's comfortable being vague inside a system that runs on disclosure, that's not accidental, that's a tell. This wasn't a slip like mispronouncing the name. This was a worldview leaking out. It's the mindset that says, I decide what matters, not the structure I'm inside of. And notice how smooth it sounded. No panic, no backtracking. That's not somebody realizing they said too much. That's somebody who said it before, just not on camera. That's why this moment matters. Not because of outrage, not because of legality yet, but because this is how power reveals itself. Quietly, when it thinks nobody's listening. Most exposés don't come from gotcha questions. They come from people talking freely. This was one of those moments. Here's where the psychology kicks in. Humans don't process content first. We process certainty. If somebody speaks like they're unbothered, most people assume they're unthreatened by the truth. That's why the tone mattered more than the words. He didn't sound defensive. He didn't sound cornered. So the brain goes,
what is he doing?
He's beginning to release.
oh, he's good then. That's charisma doing damage control without saying a word. Because confidence shows certain skepticism.
I'm close
let's
to you.
Be honest.
I'm south
A lot of people want to hear certainty. Uncertainty is uncomfortable. Accountability is boring. So when someone sounds sure, we let them drive. But confidence doesn't mean correctness. It just means rehearsal.
I'm over in there Forest Park, but I'm still in Atlanta though.
It stops sounding like a dodge. It sounds like truth. That's why this hit different depending on the listener. If you already trusted him, you heard leadership. If you're neutral, you heard noise. If you understand systems, You heard friction, and friction is
Oh,
where
everything
stories really
good, man.
start.
It's chilling, bro.
Let's slow this part down just enough to be clear. A nonprofit isn't just a label, it's a deal. You get tax exemption, you get credibility, you get moral authority, but you give up privacy around money. That's the trade. That's the part people love to skip. They talk like transparency is optional, like it's a vibe thing. It's not, it's structural. Once you step into that lane,
Yeah, that's
the
part of
public
the
has
structure. If you
standards.
get
Not
if you
because
get a 501(c), bro, you got to be transparent. You can't. You gotta let them know, let them folks know where your money going and where it's coming from and how much you get. You got to. That's part of what it is. If you don't, you can fuck around and get locked up. You fuck around and find out, and your ass be in jail somewhere on some bullshit.
they hate you, not because they donate, because the law says so. So when someone says, I only answer to donors,
Stupid.
that's not a boundary, that's a contradiction. You don't get to customize accountability. And this is where ego creeps in. People start thinking their mission overrides the rules, like intention somehow cancels obligation. But systems don't care about intent, paperwork doesn't care about speeches.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. We don't care.
And belief doesn't
We
rewrite
don't care.
violence. That tension between personal authority and institutional rules, that's the real engine of this whole story. There's a difference between privacy and secrecy, and people pretend that line doesn't exist. Privacy is normal. Privacy is healthy. Secrecy inside a public structure, that's something else. When someone says my circle is tight, that sounds responsible. But inside a nonprofit, tight circle.
Damn, my motherfucking phone died. I got a sorry, y'all. Fuck, the fucking phone died. Hey, what y'all want to talk about? What? Hey, what y'all want to talk about until the phone go back on? Because I'm going right back to that video, bro. I'm probably going to start that from the beginning. I got to let this shit on. Let me let it y'all back up now. Hold on 1 second. All right, let's charge. All right, let me let the phone, well, just get, like, just let that bitch get like 1% or something. Cause I'm going right back to that video. That's my shit right there, bro. That video, that little Panda Press shit I be listening to, that shit is hard, bro. That's my homie calling. I can't answer that right now. That's my partner. I can't even see what you look like. I don't know. I don't know what you say. You want to get my number, but I don't know what you look like though. I don't know what you look like, Charlotte. Like, Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, shout out Jesus Christ.
Bluetooth connected.
Yeah, we're going right back to that same video, y'all. I gotta let this phone. It's already hooked up. Give me a second. All right, y'all. We got to get back to the good little video we was watching. I'm gonna start all the way back from the beginning. Oh damn, O'Shea Dude Jackson got one new one too. Let me do the Panda Press joint we just came from. Let me see. Panda Press. Hold on, which one is which?
In a cookout. We talking.
Oh no, this the one we was watching.
Don't replace disclosure. They exist.
Hold on, we're gonna start all the way from the beginning.
FDMG Academy.
First of all, anything a critic says about FDMG, I would like to know where they get their information from. Nobody knows how much money we raised because we never shared it.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Nobody knows how much money we raised because we never shared it. My circle is so tight that nobody in the public could know anything unless we share it with them. The only people we share information with are our donors. The big problem with the so-called FDMG controversy is the people asking the questions are not the donors.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Bruh, I had to replay this clip like 3 times. No joke. Because at first, it sounds like confidence, sounds like control. Then you catch the wording and it hits different. Dr. Umar Johnson didn't say he won. He didn't say he proved anything. He said nobody knows the real number. And once you understand how nonprofits actually work, that sentence stops sounding like a flex and starts sounding like a window cracking open. Not in the drama, in the patterns. Because this one sentence explains way more than this interview ever meant to.
Today your ass is gonna die, bitch. Say goodnight, motherfucker.
I want to start right here because this is where people messed up. That sentence didn't sound dangerous. That's the trick. Nobody knows the real number. Most folks heard confidence. I heard a door creak open. Because when someone says that casually, they're not arguing facts. They're signaling comfort with opacity. And anytime somebody's comfortable being vague inside a system that runs on disclosure, that's not accidental, that's a tell. This wasn't a slip like mispronouncing the name. This was a worldview leaking out. It's the mindset that says, I decide what matters, not the structure I'm inside of. And notice how smooth it sounded. No panic, no backtracking. That's not somebody realizing they said too much. That's somebody who said it before, just not on camera. That's why this moment matters. Not because of outrage, not because of legality yet, but because this is how power reveals itself. Quietly, when it thinks nobody's listening. Most exposés don't come from gotcha questions. They come from people talking freely. This was one of those moments. Here's where the psychology kicks in. Humans don't process content first. We process certainty. If somebody speaks like they're unbothered, most people.
Nah, I'm not that big yet. Only really like big YouTubers that got like connections with the labels and stuff. They can play the copyrighted music. I can't play it. I just got a copyright strike, so I can't really fuck around with no music. Periods.
Assume they're unthreatened by the truth. That's why the tone mattered more than the words. He didn't sound.
I could play my music. If you want to hear one of my tracks or something, I can play that, but
defensive. He didn't sound cornered. So the brain goes,
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
oh, he's good then. That's charisma doing damage control without saying a word. Because confidence short-circuits skepticism. It always has. And let's be honest, a lot of people want to hear certainty. Uncertainty is uncomfortable. Accountability is boring. So when someone sounds sure, we let them drive. But confidence doesn't mean correctness. It just means rehearsal. And when someone has rehearsed an answer long enough, it stops sounding like a dodge. It sounds like truth. That's why this hit different depending on the listener. If you already trusted them, you heard leadership. If you're neutral, you heard noise. If you understand systems, you heard friction. And friction is where stories really start. Let's slow this part down just enough to be clear. A nonprofit isn't just a label, it's a deal. You get tax exemption, you get credibility, you get moral authority, but you give up privacy around money. That's the trade. That's the part people love to skip. They talk like transparency is optional, like it's a vibe thing. It's not, it's structural. Once you step into that lane, the public has standing, not because they hate you, not because they donated, because the law says so. So when someone says, I only answer to donors,
Stupid.
that's not a boundary, that's a contradiction. You don't get to customize accountability.
Yeah, you can't eat eat your cake and have it too. You gotta pick between one or the other, bro.
And this is where ego creeps in. People start thinking their mission overrides the rules, like intention somehow cancels obligation. But systems don't care about intent. Paperwork doesn't care about speeches.
I'm going to tell you right now, we don't care. We don't care.
And belief doesn't rewrite filings. That tension between personal authority and institutional rules, that's the real engine of this whole story. There's a difference between privacy and secrecy, and people pretend that line doesn't exist. Privacy is normal. Privacy is healthy. Secrecy inside a public structure, that's something else. When someone says my circle is tight, that sounds responsible. But inside a nonprofit, tight circles don't replace disclosure. They exist after disclosure. That's where the language starts doing gymnastics. Because now we don't share numbers isn't framed as avoidance, it's framed as discipline. But discipline with what standard? Your own? That's not how public trust works. Once money is raised under a public-facing tax-exempt umbrella, the circle widens whether you like it or not emotionally, structurally. So when secrecy gets defended as protection, I get skeptical. Because protection from what exactly? Questions, timelines, math. And notice how critics get reframed here. Not as people asking reasonable things, but as intruders. That framing isn't accidental. It creates a moral wall around the leader. That's the pivot point. When secrecy stops being about safety and starts being about control. This is where the internet gets it twisted. People think reputation outranks records. It doesn't. Paperwork doesn't care how many speeches you've given. It doesn't care how many followers you've inspired. It doesn't care how righteous your intentions sound. Forms are boring. That's why they're powerful. They strip the personality out of the story. And when someone says nobody knows the real number, what they're really saying is, don't confuse the paperwork with the truth. But here's the issue. In systems like this, the paperwork is the truth. Everything else is commentary. You can perform authenticity online all day. You can build myth, aura, presence. But filings don't bend to charisma. That's why this moment matters more than a rant or a clip. Because once persona and paperwork diverge, only one of them survives scrutiny. And history tells us it's never the persona. This part right here is textbook. I only answer to donors. That sounds principled until you think for 5 seconds. What that actually does is shrink accountability. It turns a public operation into a private loyalty test. Now the question isn't, is this valid? It's, have you paid enough to speak? That's not governance, that's gatekeeping. And it works because it flatters supporters. It tells them, you're insiders, everyone else is noise. But the real move, it weaponizes faith. Because once belief is tied to money, questioning feels like betrayal. That's why people defend things they'd roast anywhere else. Because walking it back would mean admitting they trusted the wrong structure.
You're showing me how unserious you are.
This tactic shows up everywhere. Churches, movements,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
online leaders. Shrink the circle, control the questions, protect the narrative. And once that happens, the truth doesn't disappear, it just gets delayed. Here's the part people don't like hearing. Finished projects end narratives. Unfinished ones keep them alive. When something is almost done, It's always in need of patience, always in need of grace, always one last push away. That's powerful because almost there is emotionally profitable. Completion kills urgency. Delay sustains it. And notice how the story shifts over time. At first, it's optimism, then it's obstacles, then it's enemies. Years pass, but the framing stays fresh because the project never reaches a point where it can be judged cleanly. No ribbon cutting, no final accounting, no closure. An unfinished project lets you reset expectations endlessly. Every setback becomes proof of struggle. Every delay becomes evidence of opposition. And if someone asks, why is this still unfinished? They're not patient enough. They don't understand the vision. That's how unfinished turns into untouchable. Not because it's sacred, but because it's permanently pending. This is where language does heavy lifting. Divine timing sounds peaceful. It sounds wise. It sounds unarguable. And that's exactly why it works. Because how do you audit the divine? Once timelines get spiritualized, deadlines disappear. Missed targets aren't failures. They're destiny.
I appreciate you for saying I'm a legend, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much, man. I'm gonna hit the DJ bell for that. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
And destiny never owes you an explanation. This move isn't about faith, it's about insulation. It wraps accountability in something you're not allowed to question. If you push back, you're not just critical, you're disrespectful, you're negative, you lack belief, and that's dangerous. Because systems need clocks, they need benchmarks, they need receipts. The moment it'll happen when it's meant to replace is here's the timeline. You're no longer tracking progress, you're tracking faith. And faith is powerful, but it's terrible for audits. Pay attention to who becomes the villain and when. It's never random. Critics, cities, contractors, systems. Every external force becomes hostile right as scrutiny increases. That's not coincidence. That's narrative defense. Because once there's an enemy, questions feel like attack. And attacks don't deserve answers. They deserve resistance. This is how leaders flip the pressure. Instead of explaining, they mobilize. Instead of clarifying, they rally. Now the audience isn't listening, they're guarding, protecting, defending. And the wild part, enemies don't even have to be real. They just have to be believable. Once that switch flips, facts don't disappear. They just get drowned out by noise, loyalty, and conflict. And that's how stories stay messy on purpose. When everyone around you is the problem, that's not bad luck, that's a signal. Cities are corrupt. Contractors are lazy. Critics are haters. At some point, the math stops mathing because patterns don't form randomly. Blame inflation happens when explanations start running out. You need more villains to hold the structure together. One enemy isn't enough anymore. And notice how blame gets broader over time. It starts specific, then it gets abstract, then it gets systemic. Now it's not one contractor, it's all contractors. Not one city issue, it's the system. That move does two things at once. It protects the leader and it exhausts the audience. Because when everything is broken, nothing can be fixed. And if nothing can be fixed, nobody can be held responsible. That's the quiet genius of blame inflation. It turns accountability into background noise. This is where ego fills the gaps. I can bring millions. I've got the people. I'll shut the city down. Big numbers sound like power, but real power doesn't need to shout. When receipts get thin, rhetoric gets loud. That's not coincidence. That's compensation. Because large claims do psychological work, overwhelm doubt. They intimidate critics. They energize believers. But here's the thing. Numbers you can't verify don't protect you. They expose you, especially when they replace paperwork. And notice who those claims are for. Not regulators, not inspectors. The audience. It's theater. A performance of dominance meant to make questions feel small. The louder the flex, the more carefully you should look at what it's trying to drown out. This is the hardest part to accept. The audience split isn't about facts. It's about identity. Some people didn't just donate money. They donated belief. And belief doesn't refund easily. Once you've defended something publicly, backing off feels like self-betrayal. So the brain does what it always does. It rationalizes. Now contradictions aren't problems. They're tests of loyalty. That's why two people can watch the same clip and hear opposite things. One hears exposure, the other hears persecution. And the longer this goes on, the harder it is to exit. Because leaving would mean admitting you ignored signs you'd call out anywhere else. That's not stupidity, That's human nature under pressure. And once you see that, the split stops being confusing, it becomes predictable. Once you zoom out, this story stops being about one man. It becomes a template, charismatic leader, big mission, emotional audience, early momentum, loose structure.
A bullshit? And you know what?
That's really how the bullshit goes.
Though, that's typically how the bullshit goes. You feel me?
Money starts flowing faster than systems. Then comes the pivot. Questions turn into disrespect. Transparency turns into betrayal. Rules become oppression. Deadlines become spiritual warfare. Critics become enemies of the cause. I've seen this arc in churches. I've seen it in movements. I've seen it in online creators who start believing their own mythology. The moment someone believes the mission exempts them from structure, everything starts being
like
numbers.
you can't, like, bro, you can never skip. I always say this to my people that watch me. You can never skip steps. Like, always go the right route to get the way you going. Because if you go the right route, going to where you're going, you'll know the pathway back to where you came from. But if you skip steps, you might be lost in a barren land of
Narratives, timelines, not because they're evil, because power without friction distorts judgment. That's the pattern people pretend not to see. And once you see it here, you'll see it everywhere. This isn't about picking sides. It's about understanding how power actually behaves when nobody's checking it. Every system needs friction. Every movement needs guardrails. And every leader needs limits, especially the ones who swear they don't. When belief replaces verification and loyalty replaces structure, confusion isn't a bug, it's the product. So here's my question for you. When the paperwork and the story don't match, which one do you trust? And if you really want to go deeper, there's an almost 3-hour deep dive I did on Dr. Umar, breaking down the school, the money trail, the filings, the contradictions, just receipts and patterns stacked on top of each other. I'll link it on the screen. Watch it when you're ready, because
hey man, y'all check out Pan the Press. That's who we was reacting to just then. We about to go to O'Shea Duke Jackson. You got a good channel, that's who we about to react to. He also got another channel called The Celebrity Joint. Y'all check him out, but that's who we gonna react to right now.
Bro, I know that the Black Panther ain't out there taking up for the illegals, bro.
Philadelphia is still one of the biggest black cities in concentration in the United States. And so when you think about the AME Church or, Hebrew Israelite organizations, the North American Moorish organizations, and the Black Church, you're gonna find all of these people in Philadelphia. And when you think about a historic organization like the Black Panther Party, it's not uncommon to see remnants of that organization in Philadelphia. But what they're doing in Philadelphia is different.
Let's check this out.
Hey, they in Philadelphia right now, bruh, and they going ham on the ICE agents. They going ham on them. They not playing with them ICE agents. I don't know what's finna happen. I hope they don't, I hope it don't be a conflict. I just hope that the Black Panthers be able to stand their ground, which is their constitutional right. I just hope that's what happens. I hope it's nothing breaks out. I'll say that.
Me and the comrades out here in Northeast Philly, you know why we here? Because we was told ICE was hopping out on people over here. Over at the Brazilian bakery and over here in the neighborhood. Now, yeah, we came out here and we see like them Sprinter vans parked and all these blacked out vehicles parked. But it's like maybe they in their hotels get some sleep or something. Or maybe they knew that the Black Panther Party was coming, Like I said before, and like I said again, and like Huey Newton said back in the day, the Black Panther Party is an internationalist group. So we stand with all oppressed people, no matter what your ethnic background is, no matter what your cultural background is. We stand with all oppressed people. So a war on the immigrants of the United States of America is a war on everybody in America. It ain't just a war on people who just came here, or even people who been here for a while and couldn't get their green card for whatever reason.
Yeah, I got 420, man. I
Green
just
card for
grabbed.
the last 20, 30 years, but you've been in.
I was hitting that shit, but I had to put that shit down, brother. I had to put this shit all the way down, bro. Like I couldn't.
You ain't
It
they
was
food,
too
though.
strong.
You've been enjoying taking your car to them instead of taking it to the Midas or something because it's gonna be cheaper though, right? But now they out here getting checked.
Hey, it wasn't puff puff pass. It was puff puff put that bitch down. Real.
You don't do nothing about it. Hey, think this ICE ain't just coming after us. They just killed an unarmed black man in LA. But you sitting up here acting like, oh, that's not our fight. Be real. All power to the people.
Brown
Now,
weed.
the tall, light-skinned brother is named Chairman.
Bro, I ain't seen brown weed in 20 years. I ain't seen no brown weed in about 20 years,
Paul
bro.
Birdsong. Okay,
Last time I
and
seen
he's on
this shit.
TikTok with 2 different accounts. One with 19,000 followers, and another one that's much smaller. But he is representing himself as a part of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Was founded in 1966 by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale in Oakland, California. The Black Panther Party was effectively disbanded in 1982. Now, after 1982, a new edition.
So I was
of
like
the
4
Black
years
Panther
old.
Party
I was 4 years old when they was disbanded. I was born in 1978. I'm 47, so I was 4 years old.
Symbol in
Depending on what month, I might have been 3.
1989, called the New Black Panther Party, which is not the same organization as the original Black Panther Party founded by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale. In fact, this new Black Panther Party was founded in Dallas by Aaron Michaels and later led publicly by Malik Zulu Shabazz. You would also see Khalid Muhammad associated with this organization.
I'm talking about Khalid Muhammad. Khalid Muhammad.
Rahman Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Rahman Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladhina an'amta 'alayhim, ghayril maghdubi 'alayhim waladdallin.
At some time in the early 90s. So if the original Black Panther Party stopped in 1982 and the new Black Panther Party came in 1989, then the question is, who the hell is this guy?
I'm not seeing any of the old members confirming that these guys are legitimate. Maybe they are. I don't know who this leader is. Supposedly he's Puerto Rican, and just a lot of questions keep popping up.
When people started to see Chairman Paul Birdsong come about, especially got this man doing patrol, protecting, different groups, immigrant groups from ICE, people are concerned, like, yo, this guy looks like he's Puerto Rican, he's not necessarily.
I got teams, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, where's the woman gone? Teams, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. I got teams, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, where's the woman gone? Teams, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, where's the woman gone? Teams, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, where's the woman gone?
You name it. It's as a grower, it's interesting how we're preserving. You can take the best shit ever and turn it into brown weed if not handled correctly. I wrote that wrong. I'm trying to get some of that keef money. I need some of that oil, some of that keef, and I need some of that hash. I need all of that.
ICE, people are concerned, like, yo, this guy looks like he's Puerto Rican, he's not necessarily black.
I need all of that.
I'm not seeing, any of the old members. And again, people are correct to say this, but then this guy, Paul Birdsong, would respond to this.
A lot of people are saying that we should not stand up against ICE because we're standing up against We're standing for people that are us, and Black Panthers only stand for black people. That is a lie.
I swear, I thought the man was white at first, but they say he Puerto Rican. But I was like, damn, is this the new Black Panther?
P. Newton said that we are internationalists and we stand with all oppressed people no matter what color they are. That's the founder of the Black Panther Party that said that. So everybody who's running around talking about Black Panthers don't stand up for people other than black people don't know a damn thing about the Black Panther Party. That's thing number one. Thing number two, the Black Panther Party created something called the Rainbow Coalition, which is a coalition of
the Rainbow Coalition,
Asians, whites, and blacks from all over the world working together.
Somebody sound bald. Yep,
Chairman Paul Birdsong is still attaching himself to the Black Panther Party, and he's clapping.
I'm bald as a whistle.
Back with some historical evidence, and what he's saying about Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther movement in the 60s and 70s is 100% true. He's not lying at all. All of those things, Rainbow Coalition, collaborating with the Hispanics, collaborating with poor whites, all of this is 100% factual. So when he's saying he's standing up for ICE and he's holding on to the
ain't nothing but the little like the dust, the granules, but you put all that shit in. Yeah, I remember. But yeah, ain't nothing but the little dust. And you just, but that hash, bro, I smoked that hash, man, I swear to God, but I thought, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I smoked some hash, bro. Shit was going in slow motion. That shit was strong, dog. I mean, that shit was like back in the day when they used to have a little concentrate orange juice and you add the water to it. You had to add a certain amount of water. It was like I drank one of them all by itself. Straight weed on top
of the Black Panther Party. Technically, he is
like I can barely smoke this shit. This shit right.
But what is still
this shit right? Huh? This shit right here. I can barely smoke this shit, bro. This shit too strong for me,
if someone is really about creating an organization, why basically exploit the name of another organization? Create your own organization and create your own legacy. Even if you are inspired by the Black Panther Party, to me, that sounds like exploitation. Like when somebody takes the name of an established group.
Y'all say I'm taking baby puffs. Like I got virgin lungs. And I got virgin lungs. I can't do it, bro. I can't hit this shit that hard, bro. I can't hit this that hard. It's gasoline.
Record of bold, courageous, revolutionary action, and you're basically hijacking their name, hijacking their brand, and using it to promote yourself.
So the situation is that this guy, Paul Birdsong, has been doing some controversial rallies and protests, some being armed in the city of Philadelphia. An attorney knew
this man named Paul Birdsong. I wonder, have you read the book The Cage Bird Sings? I wonder, have you read that book?
Possibilities is questioning the motive. Now, if you are really fascinated and inspired by the Black Panthers, then number one, why are you taking their name? You are calling yourself the Black Panthers.
Yeah, this that mountain lion, because I know you fuck with me, right? Mountain lion kush. Hey, bro, let that mountain lion kush. Hey, bro, y'all funny as hell. I know y'all fuck with me. You gotta fuck with me. You gotta fuck with me if you said that shit.
For self-defense, which is the original organization that was disbanded in 1982. And even the Black Panther Party
that mountain lion kush. You already know what it is.
To their name in 1989. Just to differentiate them.
I gotta put this shit out, but I can't smoke this shit like that, but this shit too strong, bro. That shit got
what is going on. So why are you doing this? And then basically there's another issue.
That shit there, bro. You can't smoke that like I know niggas that can smoke blunts to the face, bro. You can't smoke that to the face, bro. I had to knock a little edge off of it, like just knock the edge off that bitch. I can't
If you are
smoke that
really a
shit.
revolutionary, like why just pop up at this particular time? You know, there have been many.
I'm gonna be smoking on that till tomorrow, my nigga. I ain't lying. I'm gonna be smoking on that till tomorrow.
Slayings of black
That shit
people
is
in
strong,
the community
bro.
by the police. But we didn't see this group emerge.
Some people just be smoking just to smoke, bro. You waste of weed, bro. When you get your little high, put that shit out, man. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I hit the blunt like twice, but that motherfucker still halfway, bro. Like put that shit out, bro. Get you a little buzz, off the weed. You know what I'm saying? Drink you a little something and chill, man. Do something, like do a little hobby. If you like to do music, write you some music. If you like to make beats, make you a beat or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I'll show y'all, man. I be making beats in here, man. I got all kind of shit going on there, bro. I got all kind of shit. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to think, cause hold on. I'm trying to remember, bro. Cause I done made so many beats, bro. It's like, I remember the EMC was the first one I made online. But for some reason, I think I played one of my other beats by mistake online. So, let me see. Oh yeah, Geechee Gang. Geechee Gang. But I'm trying to see, no, I think I started at Geechee Gang. That's what happened. I started at Geechee Gang, y'all. Yes, sir. I wish you could be here in Oregon. Some of my garden stuff turned out really good and shit. Shit, hey man, you probably could send it to me, bro. Send that shit to me. You know that shit. Trump changed the scheduling on that motherfucker. That bitch is scheduled at number 3 now. So it's a Schedule 3 drug. So you might be able to send it in the mail. I don't know. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Damn, bro. I don't know what the fuck going on. I gotta plug up another charger or something, man. This shit acting crazy, bro. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I'm about to play one of my beats for y'all. But I think I started at Geechee Gang, if I'm not mistaken. I think this might have been the first one I started on online. I'm thinking. Hey, yeah, find you something to do. Find you a goddamn. Oh yeah, hey, everybody say they like the piano on that beat. They say they like the piano. But see, when I play piano, I go crazy, bro. Like I'm like all over the place. So it'd be like, but then when the beat come, then when I add the beat to that shit just go crazy, dog. I just be like, damn. But yeah, that Geechee Gang, I made that. That's really for the crew. Like, if you look, this I got a gorilla behind me. If you see that gorilla right there, we gorilla in here. We gorilla. So basically, we the Geechee gang. Yeah, Geechee gang, man. Geechee gang, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just riding that bitch, bro. Bro, I'm talking about, bro, that shit sound like some, man, come on, bro. That shit sound like some, bro, Kanye West finna call me right now, bro. I ain't lying.
This group emerged during
I ain't
those
lying. Kanye
events.
about to call
So
me.
there have been police brutalities, towards Black Americans and people in the community. Why just pop up at this particular time? We didn't see this activism anywhere else. And if you're an activist, we would see you all the time and not just this. But then there's a bigger issue here. Huey P. Newton's niece got word about this guy in Philadelphia, Paul Birdsong, and she was not happy about it.
I'm going to try to make this video as calmly as possible.
Damn,
My name is Maisha Newton. My father's name was Walter Newton. He was the brother of Huey Percy Newton, who started the Black Panther Party in Oakland, California. Okay? My handle name is Maisha 415 Newton. I got birth certificate, paperwork, and a whole bunch of Newtons.
Hold on, the Newtons.
Listen, this goes out to the Black Panther Party, the new United Black Panther Party, whoever's out there protesting with these Somalians. I'm about to get a cease and desist order against you, and I'm about to sue you. Because you are not going to defame my uncle's name like that. We're not doing that. See you in court.
But wait,
damn.
There's more.
General Mike Payne, National Leader of the original Black Panther Party here. We have received many emails from people asking what is our official stance on the ICE situation. I need you all to listen and understand what I'm telling you. We, the original Black Panther Party, in good conscience cannot risk life and limb of our people for groups of people who have not risked life and limb for us. Just because we have a common enemy, that does not equate to us having a common problem. If this was so, now listen to me. If we had a common problem and enemy, where were the immigrants, or even the Black immigrants as a whole, when Breonna Taylor, Tyree Nichols, Trayvon Martin, Roland Hill, Ahmaud Arbery, Eric Garner, Michael Brown, where were you at?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, people say where was they at, but shit, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people might have been scared. They already killed these people. Like, you gonna go out there and be like, okay, well, kill me too. Like, nah, bro. I don't think about it. I just think people was afraid, bro.
When our people are murdered in the streets, slaughtered in cold blood by an agency that now hunts you. But now that injustice has touched your door, we have something in common. The Black agenda must come first. We are still working on in-house unification. We cannot afford to divide our ranks to help individuals who have not been reciprocatory. Black citizens, we are not the target. Sure, like anything else, a few Black citizens get stopped, hassled, and ID'd. That's been happening to us for 400 plus years. The difference now is we aren't who they're looking for. We don't mean this in a harsh way to any community that migrated here and are targets of ICE. But legal or illegally, this has been our experience since our shackled feet touched the Virginia soil. Welcome to America.
Now, this guy is named
Welcome
Mike
to
Payne.
America.
Now, he is saying that he is the leader of the original Black Panthers. Now, by using that name, you would think that this guy is associated with the original Black Panther Party that was founded in 1966. But guess what? He's not a part of the
I
original
know
Black
he
Panther
can't be.
Party
He
either.
too young.
Now he is
He
talking.
too young.
Now,
He can't
while I
be
do
no
agree
damn
with his talking points, especially when it comes to putting our energy into other people who would do the same thing for us. The problem with him is that he's only been associated with the Black Panther Party since 2018. In 2018, according to the website, Mike Payne submitted paperwork to begin a chapter in the Commonwealth state that would soon be known as the original Black Panthers of Virginia. Now, the problem with this is that he's calling himself the original Black Panthers when it was just founded in 2018.
The original Black Panthers, like the lady said earlier, Huey P. Newton niece, in California. That what she just said.
Which is more than 52 years from the original Black Panthers. And so it's a big mess. The problem is that this historical organization of the Black Panthers doesn't have a framework for today's ideology. Now, Huey P. Newton probably could not have imagined what would be happening now in 2026. Like many of the others, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, when civil rights and Pan-Africanism were both going on similar paths. So the issue is that now some of the migrant groups from many Black Americans are looking at them as not contributing toward the cause, only contributing toward their cause. And maybe if Huey P. Newton was still alive today, he would be able to digest that and shift his framework. Issue is because the leaders are no longer here to give framework.
I seen
anybody is going out here
accepted
their name
to
the Black Panthers and calling themselves.
You sent it to me on Old or Weak, bro. Old or Weak. I don't get it, bro. It said old or weak, bro. Like, how old are you? Are you Instagram? I gotta go look. I know I accepted 2 people today. I accepted Steven. I think I accepted you. You got like a dog for your cover or something? I think I accepted you today. Somebody said old or weak. Like, bro, what like who taught you how to write, bro?
Things like the original Black Panthers, the Black Panthers of self-defense. And instead of going out there with their own
you are weak
organizations, they're just looking at an opportunity to steal the name and the vision.
Oh. We have someone in the chat that you need a little bit of attention. Oh, I'm old and weak. Oh. I'm gonna show you how old and weak I am right now, bro. I'm gonna get your monkey ass up out this motherfucker. Go hug your mama's shadow for 86,000 seconds, nigga. Talking about I'm old and weak. I'll show you how old and weak I am, bro. I'm playing with, man, watch out, bro. Y'all niggas is goofy out here.
And we're seeing it with 2 different guys with 2 different philosophies, or 2 different brothers with 2 individual frameworks, that some of these guys are getting clout for themselves and using the Black Panthers to come up real. Ultimately, I think that it's sad that these guys are using the original Black Panthers. I think that they should use a different name and not attach, themselves to a framework that's already been established. But hey, this is the Black community. Anything can go here. So, guys, what do you think?
Y'all check out O'Shea Duke Jackson, man. Bro, he's a goat. He a goat over there in Africa, man. He a goat. I mean, he a goat in America too, but I'm just saying. He bigger in Africa. Let me see. Oh shit, Corey Holker is causing this problem for Anton Daniels. Damn. This another O'Shea Duke Jackson video. Oh yeah. I don't, man.
No children out of wedlock.
Man, watch out, bro. Like, hey, these folk can't fuck with me, bro. Bro, the police asked me one time. The police said, "Man, was you born an asshole?" Hey, bro. The police asked me one time, "Was I born an asshole?" If the police asked you if you was born an asshole, nigga, bro, you can't fuck with me out here, bro. Like, I don't, bro. I got.
His daughter?
Hey, my skin like alligator skin. Man, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about, bitch.
Bad. You got a picture of his daughter?
7 days ago.
I shut the live off and go cook me some hamburgers, bitch. Stop playing, bro. I make me some gourmet hamburgers. The fuck?
There was
the
a live stream between Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. And the episode was called the Act Right Demonstration. It got so bad that Corey Holcomb removed Anton Daniels from the thumbnail and from the title of the show. And after this particular debacle, we all saw what happened. Anton Daniels went on almost like a crusade.
Hey,
He called into
what's
other
up,
people's
Jonathan? How you
channels,
doing?
you know, basically
Jonathan
talking
got
about how
Jonathan in the
broke
house.
Corey Holcomb was, talking about how he would have whooped Corey Holcomb's ass, and he even said,
"Where you
some
tapping
real
in from,
interesting
Jonathan?"
things.
Jesus Christ, bro. I'm gonna make $1 million off you, bro. I'm going to make $1 million off of Corey alone. Cause
I ain't gonna lie, boy. That nigga, I ain't the judge of men. That was an ugly. Boy, that nigga ugly, boy.
So he's saying that he's gonna make $1 million off of Corey Holcomb. Now, for this whole week, Corey Holcomb wasn't responding at all. Wasn't responding on Instagram.
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, but this man look extra special. Extra special. You look extra special.
Corey Holcomb actually, according to him, was in Las Vegas. And so now what Anton Daniels is doing is picking a fight with one of the most legendary, ruthless, grassroots comics in the history of Black America. And this is exactly what Corey Holcomb is. And Anton Daniels seemed to have a lot of momentum simply because Corey Holcomb just hadn't addressed it. And he was cashing in on it. Again, he was talking about he was going to try to make $1 million. And to be honest, a lot of us made a lot of money off of this situation.
He's right, you know.
But again, Corey Holcomb would stay true to form, showing up to his show, and the name of the show was Ugly Man Equals. And in this show, he refused to call Anton Daniels Anton. He called him throughout the show Futon. Woo! And he would start by insulting Anton Daniels' looks.
Boy, you use your paper to you would normally never be around. You an ugly ass boy. You an ugly ass boy. You glad on having.
Oh shit! That nigga said, "Boy, you an ugly ass boy. You an ugly
No
ass."
children out of wedlock. You got a picture of his daughter?
Bro.
I'm a dirtbag.
I'm a dirtbag. That nigga said I'm a dirtbag.
This brag on not having no children out of wedlock.
Damn.
And then Corey Holcomb would go a lot further and attack, well...
What? This man said he ain't got no children out of wedlock.
That's Cool Mo daughter.
That's who?
Not Cool Mo D, Cool Mo daughter.
That's the air up there. Look, Dick, let me tell you something.
Boy, that nigga said she look like Michael Jordan, though. Yeah, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that to the little girl, Corey. Please.
Ain't no more kids.
That nigga said that nigga look like he said she look like the air up there. Bro, this man, hey bro, you ain't right, bro. You diabolical, bro. You got some other shit.
If you don't know, don't ever brag.
You got some other shit going on.
What you ain't got. Don't nobody want no kids with you. Don't nobody want no kids with you. Your prime years, you was a scammer. You was doing scams. Now that you older and found a way to manipulate, get dude off the screen. Get dude off the screen, man. That's who the is that? I'm the captain now. Look at hey, look. Let me tell you something. Don't make no more daughters, dog. You gotta make it where your come out with a boy. So you can make excuses.
Man, how you tell a nigga don't make no more daughters? That's tough. That's wild work, bro.
Oh, but you ain't got no kids out of wedlock because ain't no just with you. He was on the internet bragging, I always got a bad with me. No, you pay a bitch to be with you. You ain't no who got bitches.
After going...
Hey, bruh, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this up.
After the daughter, he would then go after Anton Daniels' wife.
She looked like she
that nigga pulled a Kendrick Lamar, nigga. That nigga went down the family tree. That nigga talked to the kids, the mama, the daddy, all of them. That nigga talked to everybody in that video.
Baby, you ain't got to be worried about that temper tantrums and all that shit like that. Come with a real. If y'all in Detroit, it's real in Detroit. God damn it. They could come pick you up at his house. He ain't gonna do shit. You with a mark ass who's stressing you out. Cause you saw it. I know you saw it, ma'am. When I said to your husband, I'm doing it in slow motion a little bit. Say so good. Let your whole family down and out. Y'all done. You will never live that moment down where he got punked in front of the nation. You think you supposed to fix it because you married to him. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I can't put you out front with my top 5, but I'll find you a slot just because you his wife. Come up with a real, you know you can't stay with that. His best years are over. What if you'd have had a boy? God damn, you'd have had a little slouchy little boy. You had a daughter, at least somebody would smash you. It's them nights when them other
damn.
They don't call you daughter.
That nigga, Corey went too goddamn far with that one. He went too far with that one. Corey, he need to calm down now with that shit. You gotta calm down, bro. You gotta calm down, bro.
Now, for the sake of the daughter, we have blurred her face out. The wife, I didn't even want to show the clip. I've spoken to his wife before. Very nice family. Again, I don't agree with Anton Daniels ideologically, but his wife is very nice. Has always been very nice to me. I have no problem with her. She doesn't cause any troubles. She doesn't do anything to people. She's a very nice lady. She stays.
Because I never know who the hell she was.
When Corey Holcomb,
I knew about this nigga. I ain't know about her.
I would say unfortunate. And the reason why it is unfortunate for me is because, yes, Anton Daniels did egg it on. And as Anton Daniels has said himself, when you respond, you can't decide how somebody is going to take it, all right? Now, when you're going around egging on, and continuing to egg it on, going on people's platforms to egg it on. Yes.
I mean, but this is first time Tuesday to be like we really breaking down everything down from the Tuesday show of him really being able to address the whole situation since it happened. But I understand they keep saying Anton Daniels gonna take this and run it down the drain.
Anton is not gonna come after nobody's family. Okay? But who's to say that somebody wouldn't? I thought this wasn't a really good look for Corey Holcomb, and I like Corey Holcomb's show. I'm just giving my own opinion. I thought that Anton Daniels had so many gaps that Corey could deal with that he just didn't need to go there. Especially because this young lady is not 18, right? The wife, still a little bit, I wouldn't do it. But again, that's somebody's wife, not somebody that's underage. And again, I think that, like I said, he might not think it's a bad look. In this particular case, going after the daughter who was 16 or 17, however old she is, bad look, right? I gotta call it like I see it. However, I am going to say this. I supported both of these men. I have a lot of 5150 merch. You guys see I rock it on my channel. I love these silly ass shirts that Corey be making. But I gotta talk about a conversation I had with Anton some time back. I called Anton Daniels about 2 years ago. I was actually in Kenya. It was around the same time that Sinful the P passed away. And Anton Daniels was, he's on his way up. He wasn't as big as me at the time. I mean, obviously he is now. And I noticed that Anton Daniels was being very opulent with, some of his earnings, showing when he goes on business class. He was trying to couple that with being very polarizing. And that's what Anton Daniels has done to really spike up his subscribership, is being polarizing and being controversial, saying things that, in my opinion, it offends certain groups and it hurts people. And the reality is that I told him that, hey, listen, man, you're getting bigger. People know you. Yes, it is going to bring you, a lot of fame. But when you're on, going on these flights, you're going on business class, you're showing the world what you have. It's just going to make people hate you. And as a content creator, you can just stick to what the content is and leave everything else alone. Now, I'm not going to say that Corey Holcomb was perfect in the first show, but at the same time, what I will say is this, that Anton Daniels' behavior has made people hate him. And
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Anton Daniels is like 4 years younger than me, bro, but that's an ugly young man. I'm gonna tell you that. Hey, you're an ugly young man, brother.
Of course, it's fine.
And you can talk about how much money you got and all that. I wouldn't give a fuck, nigga. You was an ugly young man.
When people are just coming after you, that's different when somebody starts to come after somebody in your family. When somebody starts to come after people that you love. And as content creators, we sometimes don't care about the people that our content may hurt. And there's a lot of things in the past that I would publicly say on my platform. But now that I'm 44, going on 45, I try to put myself in the shoes.
Oh, damn. O'Shea younger than me, too. Okay.
How would I feel if I was that person's father that I'm talking about? How would I feel if I was that person's brother? How would I feel if that was my daughter? When I'm talking.
So to be honest with y'all, that's why I don't do a lot of videos. Like, I used to do a lot of shorts on like hot topics and news and shit like that. But after so many people started getting killed and all that shit like that, I just got tired of doing them videos. But man, hey, hold on, y'all. Y'all done thinned out in here, bro. I'm about to tap out and tap back in. Y'all killing me in the Karma Cafe. Like, subscribe, share, definitely a notification. Peace and one, man. Y'all done thinned out. I'm about to pop right back in.